Augustine, the second-round pick of the Detroit Red Wings, 15th win of the year. Game 2 in this series underway. The Spartans here on home ice, coming through with a 3-2 win last night, as we showed you early on. Fred, what are you looking for from Michigan State to begin the hockey game?
Well, Michigan State, Bob Motzko told his pregame, play 60 minutes and stop the turnovers. Stop thinking offense first.
Yeah, he said they played a good 2, but to that point, 60 minutes is what it takes. And they made some critical mistakes at critical times, some turnovers that led to Michigan State getting back into the hockey game and getting those huge goals to tie it. And then the winner from Russell with just 4 ticks of the clock remaining in this end of the ice. Michigan State is shooting at here to begin the game. Now Aaron Hughlin, dogged a little bit there by Carson Dorwart. He flipped it in, did Hughlin. Minnesota will make a change here, their first here in the opening period. Artyom Levshunov, number 5, projected as a top 3 pick in the NHL draft. He wears number 5 out there for Michigan State. He can skate, he can do it all, a special talent. A talent, Fred, Michigan State has not had around here in a long time.
No, he just signed him, and Justin Close, who waited 2.5 years to play, got his chance and has just not looked back.
Yeah, it was the weekend before the break-in here. Minnesota came in and took both those games in that series, and then Sunday morning, the college hockey world got news. There's going to be a penalty.
Talked to Nash Nienhuis this week. He said Ministo probably the strongest stick on the team in terms of trying to lift it.
So here's Michigan State's power play. On the far side wall, Joey Larson. Up top to the young man, Levshunov, mishandled there, and now Jackson Nelson trying to outrace 2. Delayed penalty coming here on Michigan State. Good chance there, but Augustine gobbles that up. And this penalty call on Michigan State's going to be a hold. It'll even things up at 4-on-4 here for 137, barring any other penalties.
Any type of bobble or miscue when a team is on a power play, that's the cue for the opposition to attack. Jackson Nelson goes after the loose puck, and he got interfered with, held, going down that right wing. And the big Belarusian defenseman, who I would think there's 40, 50 NHL scouts here watching, or 3 saves, and you can't tell by his body language if the score is 7-1 in the Spartans' favor or they're down 7-1. Unfazed is the best word to describe Trey August.
As they were last night. I'll give a shout out to those watching in the land of 10,000 lakes. Happy Hockey Day, Minnesota, as the Gophers here on the road in the great state of Michigan today.
And we can say happy Hockey Day, too, to Gavin O'Connell of the Spartans, the lone Minnesotan on the roster. Although Dorwart is a honorary Minnesotan, both his parents from Roseville.
That's right. Back in behind the goal. Gavin O'Connell trying to get it up top to the line. Good hustle out of Connor Kurth. Makes his way in. Got a man going to the goal. Wide on the pass attempt for Brody Lamb, but he put it in. That was in the
full minutes. Ministo and Tiernan Shouty, for sure, they'd be elevated on the roster of most other college teams, believe me.
They sure would. Strobel, dressed as the extra forward tonight, sent the puck in. Nash Nienhuis, the pride of Sarnia, Ontario, the captain of Michigan State ahead. Larson now, watched by Chesley. Nienhuis jumps down the wall, throws the puck in front, looking for Larson. Good stick, John Middlestat didn't get enough on it to get it out. Savage kept it in now. Left circle, shot. Beautiful here in East Lansing, Michigan. Temps in the low 40s. The snow pretty much gone with the exception of the bank, so
can't beat a balmy January.
You can't.
In the mitten.
And what we hear, it's been balmy in the land of 10,000 lakes as well. Here's Michigan State. That one fired down low. Off the mark, now O'Connell. Throws it in front. Good attempt there. Savage was there, but a better play made by Mike Kester to get it out of there.
He is dialed in, is he not?
He sure is. Smooth skater on the back. Sees the game so well. Nice backhand sauce pass right on the stick of Levshunov. Close, looked like he wanted to keep that. It got away from him. Now Larson gets in there. He's involved in a battle in the corner with Cal Thomas. Thomas lift work. They're tired. They get the change. Now it's Ryan Chesley with it. 5.5 to go here in the opening period. 2-0 Minnesota. Steered in the middle. Pinanimi was there, unable to get it. Strobel will come in. He gathers it now, backhands it, trying to get it down the wall. Jimmy Clark, Pinanimi out in front. Never got the shot away. Manisto helped up, got it free. The D now will try to work it north to south. Up the middle, off the stick of Manisto there. Just couldn't handle a tough handle it was. Clark gloves it down. Try the shot, Spartans get back. Artyom Levshunov up the middle of the sheet. They're going for a change. Nobody home. Now Chesley takes a look. It's around O'Connell. Not around Levshunov. Played last year in the USHL with the Green Bay Gamblers. They took him in the 8th round of that draft. Center didn't result in anything. Gophers get back. Now Moore. This kid can absolutely fly. Let him get going. You better be ready because he can skate with anybody in the country. This is the Auto Owners Insurance Intermission Report.
Yeah, the more you hear about Artyom Levshunov, the more impressed you are of him, not just as a hockey player, but as a young man. The adversity that he has been through in the last year.
Had one removed just a couple of minutes ago. Looked to be a 3-0 game, but the officials immediately called it no goal on the ice. Bob Motzko challenged. Challenge failed, and so, as Fred mentioned, the timeout gone. Icing called the
runner to go #1, but if you're loaded with prospects, and most teams go, we're going to take the best player available, but if you want a D, I know there's a big Russian, 6'7", playing in the KHL, Anton Sileyev, but tough sometimes getting Russians out of their country now to play, and Levshunov is about as NHL ready as a player there is in college.
Yeah, we watched him last night. Let's watch him here defensively against Huglin. Did a good job there. Didn't give him anything there. And you watch him skate. I mean, it's just...
Before the game, what did he say? He could make an argument a lot of nights that Russell was their best player, even though he wasn't scoring.
Final 10 seconds here. Russell on the ice along with Dorwart and Isaac Howard. Russell there slowing up Rinzel.
Is being served in the back end for the Spartans.
Second round pick is Augustine of his hometown team, the Detroit Red Wings. And 41st overall in last year's NHL draft. Underway here in the second. Ben Holden, Fred Pletch, Jim Ressler is our producer today. Matt Litke, our director, and all of our hard-working crew. Couldn't do it without him here on the Big Ten Network. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast wherever you're watching here on this Saturday afternoon, slowly turning into evening. Michigan State, 4th straight game. They've fallen behind like this, Fred. What have you felt it's been with them in that regard, or is it just the opposition playing their game and Michigan State just not getting the chances and breaks they've needed?
Well, look at the opposition. Michigan and Minnesota. Again, tournament teams. And, you know, they can say falling behind, but they've won 2 of those 3.
They have.
So,
epic comeback at Yost last week. Here's a chance for the Gophers. Now right in. Snuggerud snapped one down low. Missed the net. Good chance from Snuggerud. 18 on the season. Now Russell. Going to free it up to Howard. Howard gets to it. Sweeps 2007.
That was as a 14 seed, I believe.
Yep, they were way down. They got in. They lost the car. They won the consolation game of the CCHA tournament, right?
In overtime.
Yeah.
That's how they got in, winning a third-place game in overtime. The much chagrined third-place game.
Minnesota hoping to get their game back on track. They had a 5-game winning streak coming in. Deep and talented team, as you know, that love this great sport of college hockey. Putting it together at the key and important times is going to be the key for this group. Kept alive, down the wall by John Middlestat. Loose puck in Manisto. Gets by Clark. Chipped it around Rinzel, but Thomas is there. Thomas been solid on the back end for Bob Motzko's team. Loves to eat pucks. He just blocks a ton of them. Now Levshunov snaps the wrist ahead at the line for Shouty.
Conference goal last night and goes back-to-back here tonight with an unassisted effort.
Yep. Well done by Moore. The look off, and he said, I'm just going to take this one and blast it home. And now the response from Michigan State is imperative for them. Levshunov to Nienhuis. Nienhuis Found O'Connell. O'Connell never got the shot away. Now bouncing puck. It's sent in by Connor Kurth. Pressures Nienhaus. Hughlin. Backhand. No look pass there. He had Brody Lamb in the vicinity. Levshunov now with it for Michigan State. Ahead for Savage. At the line. No shots officially on that power play for Minnesota. Puck sent in by Michigan State as we're back to 5-on-5 here. Just past the 9-minute mark here in period 2.
Spartans need a spark. Crowd is quiet. They're down by 3. They cannot give up next.
Gophers trying to put the foot on the chest here. Up 3-0 already. Levshunov couldn't get it away there from John Middlestat. Now he gets it back. It was deflected down off his body. O'Connell to the line. Trying to connect there with Savage. Good defensive work by Fish.
O'Connell takes Justin Close's eyes away, and the Spartans have some life.
And that's the first goal of the season for Matt Basco, the sophomore out of suburban Chicago. A sophomore, 5'10" and 190, and a huge one it was for Michigan State. Here comes Snuggerud and company. Shouty chipped it away. Shouty couldn't get free. Now Nienhaus ahead for Shouty. Kester trying to get to it on the near side, down to our left. Back out to center. Artyom Levshunov ahead at the line. Fish trying to bank it ahead for Nevers. Came right back to him. Sent ahead now by Thomas. Nelson trying to get rid of Levshunov and did. Nelson denied there as he tried to walk it out of the goal line. Now Levshunov ahead for O'Connell. Tough handle for Nienhaus, not the wheelhouse. Snuggerud there, got it ahead for Pitlick. Pitlick trying to split 2, got it free. Snuggerud, what a move! Oh, and what a stop! A flash of... Shots are dead even at 18 apiece. Minnesota where it counts, up by 2, 3-1. And 3-0. Power play goal here in this second from Matt Basco has Michigan State on the board. Forward. Up there with Howard and Daniel Russell. Fish gets it through center. Russell right back up. He tries to go north with a puck, but it's taken away by Minnesota. Aaron Hughlin, watched by Artyom Levshunov. Hughlin gets a little bit of space. Just threw it down in front where Nienhaus swept it back to his partner Levshunov, and it's Jimmy Snuggerud with it now. Snuggerud, that one punched away by Augustine. Hughlin on it again. Levshunov in there. Kurth couldn't get to it now. Carson Dorwart. Daniel Russell.
Up some points and improve their offensive game. And we've talked to Red Savage earlier this week, and that's exactly why he chose to become a Spartan.
Speaking of points, 3 big points on the line here. Michigan State with a 7-point lead over second place Wisconsin in the Big Ten standings. When the puck dropped at 4 o'clock Eastern time here, Wisconsin doesn't play until 7 o'clock down the road, about an hour from here in Ann Arbor. So Michigan State with an opportunity here if they can come back. But Minnesota, they are still Minnesota. You got to put them away. You can't count anything out. This Minnesota team, deep and talented. Can they get the job done here with a 2-goal lead?
Yeah, the last time they lost a game, before last night, plays for a team that goes up and down, but it's that mindset that, hey, they're not getting another one, guys. You know, I'm good here. You do your thing at the other end. They're not scoring another one tonight. And that's what Grant Fuhr did for those dynastic Edmonton Oilers teams back in the 80s.
Sure did. Here is Artyom Levshunov, carries into the zone. Defended there by Fish. Left it for Jarecki. He's watched by Jimmy Clark. Shouty trying to work it to Manisto there, and it's banked back down through center. Played by Augustine. He'll fling one quickly ahead for Shouty. Shouty got his line mates with him. Pad saved, the left pad by Justin Close. Shouty stirs it up. Levshunov trying to steer that one on. No touch there to Nienhaus. Now Nienhaus Onto the backhand, handled by Shouty. Came free. Levshunov jumping into space. Throws the puck into the scoring area, but nobody home, and it slides all the way back into the Michigan.
Build him a nice shooting range in the basement. Him and his 3 brothers and his sister joined in too.
Product of the high school hockey ranks here in the state of Michigan. He's Mr. Hockey, won a couple state titles for the Heartland program. He's got just 1 shot in the game so far. Shouty with a good look there, and close came out. Top of the paint, knocked it away. John Middlestack floating it in. He'll go to the bench. 6.5 gone here in the third. Still a 2-goal cushion for Minnesota. 4th and final meeting between these two in the regular season. Hughlin trying to get it in. Can't. Nienhuis at the line. Slowed it up. Now it's Ryan Chesley for Savage. Savage up top high. Slot O'Connell. And an easy stop there. As close was right where he should have been. Radzinski wheels and backhands one in. A bouncer on
Dorward in the slot.
Nearing the 9-minute mark here in the third. Minnesota continues to lead 3-1. Levshunov couldn't get the shot away. Clark in. Got it free on the right wing side now. John Middlestack. He chips it free against Nienhuis. Now Chesley up top, not in the wheelhouse. Chesley shot a bouncing shot. August 3-goal weekend for Moore here thus far. And Minnesota back on top by a trio of goals, 4-1. Snuggerud and Pitlick drawing the assist on the goal for Moore. Now here's Nevers into the clear. Russell comes back, drops it back for Nelson. Nelson pulls the trigger, and it's here today.
Yeah, a line that has led them during the 5-game winning streak that was snapped last night in heartbreaking fashion, and they're right back on their horse today offensively.
Minnesota swept earlier this season by Wisconsin at home, doing what they can to avoid a second sweep here against Michigan State. A team that coming into this series, the Gophers were unbeaten in 16 against the Spartans. But we have touched on the earlier games this season, both really good games. And last night, Spartans finally put a dent in that 16-game winless streak against the Gophers. Here comes Snuggerud again. Shoots, saved by Augustine. Another whack at it from Snuggerud there. Tracked down by Moore. The trio back out there again. Motzko says, let's go get another one. Make it 5-1. They're denied that time around. Howard now. Back. Fresh legs on, including Artyom Levshunov, defenseman number 5 out there with his partner. Those two came into the weekend a plus 44. Levshunov plus 24 between he and Nash Nienhuis.
It's good in any league.
It really is. I mean, ridiculous numbers. See if
good
he
in
can,
beer league.
Yeah. See if he can make a difference here down the stretch as we're inside of 6 to go. Turned over here, though. Here comes Kurt. Mueller comes down. He's able to get to it. Davidson now. Close on to Chesley. 4:20 remaining. Building pretty quiet right now as the road team with a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, they have never trailed. And Michigan State last night had a lead for all of 4 seconds in the game. But the most important 4 seconds of the game, the last 4.
That's all they've led in this series at this stage. And a massive mountain to climb if they want to change it inside of 4 minutes to go now in the third period. Savage to the goal, covered by Close. Larson.
Last year that kept the Iron D trophy in Ann Arbor. And I know the Spartans are anxious for their shot at revenge.
Yep. Net is empty. Augustine to the bench. Extra attacker on for Adam Nightingale of Michigan State. Into the zone. Russell. Trying to work it down the wall. Gets through Rinzel. Howard, they got a backdoor look. Levshunov pinched in, but a good stick there. Turned in by Nevers. Nico Mueller trying to work it out front. Rinzel off the glass. Good job with a great boot by Nienhuis to keep it in. Here comes Minnesota. Nevers trying to put it away. Off the mark. Now Russell with that speed of his. Here he comes. Just over 3 to go in regulation. 3-goal lead for Minnesota. Spartans with a net empty. Dorwart walks it up the wall. Levshunov flings it across the line. Nienhaus is there. Shoots down low. Missed it. Levshunov pinching down into the corner. Howard centered, but Nevers is there for Minnesota and clears the zone. And this one's got a shot to go, and it does! 7 o'clock Eastern time tonight down in Ann Arbor. We're trying to avoid being swept on the road against the Wolverines. Chipped into the zone by Savage. Final minute here coming up here in the third.
Well, 4th straight game, the Spartans have fallen behind by multiple goals. And they had won 2 of those games, but I think you'd have to say tonight they ran out of mulligans.
Yeah, fair to say. It was a 3-1 game. Start of this third period. A lot of zone time, but Minnesota defended, did a good job, tightened up that part of their game here tonight.